Hey there, welcome back to the final part of Mystery of the Lost Pyramid. I am Izzy Noodles and I'm just about to enter into the next level. There's a sneaky secret to grab as we slide down, so you gotta be ready. Here we go. Lost Sobek's Temple, Tomb of Semiket III. So the moment you hit that second slope there, you'll need to veer off, jump and veer to the right to land in the secret. So that's pretty quick. You know, you gotta be on that. And I've never missed, unless I've accidentally somehow, turned in the air somehow. But yeah, it's pretty simple to get into. And to get down, just make sure you hit the slope to make sure you land in the water. Okay, and I'm just gonna shoot this vase for some flares. And then just grab a weapon. You can have a bit of fun. I do have a lot of ammo on me, so don't be shy to use some other weapons. So I'm coming up here just for one item. And there will be a scorpion. Okay, so in this room there is just one item, and that is the revolver sneakily hidden right around this corner. There we go, so just grab that and head on out again. We're now entering into a side passage that I bypassed. Okay, some not too tricky jumps, but they can get a little frustrating if you keep messing them up. There we go. Simple enough, but easy to miss and slide back down. And then into the main area. Okay, so there is a crocodile in the water. There's actually just the one, which, considering the level is called Tears of Crocodiles, you'd expect there to be more. There's a lot of those scorpions though. So you can climb out on this central structure in the middle, and let's just go with the revolver because gonna shoot the crocodile. There we go, easy peasy. So now before I get onto the main order of business, I'm gonna grab some items. There's some secrets, and the first area I'm heading to is not a secret, but it is pretty darn tricky to get to. So that's that high opening right over there. There's some tricky jumps to make to get there. So where am I actually? Let me just try and get your bearings for you. Facing northeast, or thereabouts. Whoops, no, we're not loading the game, my bad. So this first jump is the trickiest jump. Well, technically not over to here, but you want to continue a running jump. Do not stop on that triangular tile. There's kind of a space you can kind of just about see, a little gap behind the rock to jump into, but it's really tough to do. So the only way I've seen to be able to do it is jump onto that triangular tile ahead and keep on running. It's pretty tough. Whoops, and I missed. Yeah, I overcompensated trying to be on that edge a little too much. Okay, try again. At least you don't die if you fall. Oops, okay, that still didn't work. I'm gonna just reload back onto that spot. Okay, closer, but yeah, you see how tough that jump is? That's really snug. And I can't seem to do it if I stop on that first tile space. There we go, we got it. And here, you want to be as close to this corner as you possibly can. This is another tough jump, and you need the full space of a running jump. Feel free to save your game. So we're heading to that triangular section there. Looks quite slopey, but you can stand on it. There we go, and then over to that slope. You will slide there, and then you'll need to grab across the next edge over the water. There we go. I've never missed this, so it feels like the easiest jump to make. And finally we are in, and it's not even a secret, so that is pretty tough, but we do get quite a variety of goodies here. Awesome, so now let's continue grabbing some items in the area. So hop straight back into the water and back to the middle. Okay, this time, where am I? Okay, heading this way, which is southwest, so the opposite corner to where I was. So much easier jumps to make. I'm heading over to a secret. There we go. Sometimes you might slide, but don't panic too much. You might land on a flat edge, but yes, you can slide into the water. Okay, and for some reason the half-tile jump, which I will be doing just here, sometimes breaks. You'll just need to maybe do a running jump up onto the flat section just there, you know, try and move around, fix it. Sometimes it breaks and it's unknown why, like she just won't do that half-tile walking jump. I feel tempted to save it again, but I'm not going to, not this time. So just on that column edge around the corner, aim more so to the right hand side of that, preferably with a grab. You can land in there if you get it just right, but try and grab. Don't be too close to the left because sometimes Laura doesn't like to grab the edge. There we go, perfect. And because of the small head space, I like to just drop and grab to shimmy around. Okay, and we see this skull tile giving us a warning that, yep, we got some deadly spikes on the ground, so we need to deactivate those. So we need to grab this jump switch, which for me, this is such a pain. I hate trying to grab this. So I'm going to save to not have to do those jumps all over again if I miss. So pretty tricky. Sometimes you can move the camera, you know, if you just turn and then turn the other way. Whatever's easiest for you. I really struggle with this because it's kind of a blind jump. There we go, that wasn't so bad, but it is really tough to do. And you will have to go back around, but at least these jumps are not as tricky as that first hidden area. Kind of couldn't move just there. I thought maybe crouching would be best to save falling in the water. Okay, slow and steady. Awesome, and then this area is safe to walk in. There we go. Alrighty, so now let's actually get on with the order of business. We need to find 3 Ankhs and then place them down in this underwater cave section. So there's nothing down here to collect. We just need to find 3 Ankhs within the area and take them down there, and then we'll open the treasury room. So again, back to the middle. And it doesn't matter what order you get these in. So I'm first just going to head that way. You see there's the special tile, the hill, I think it's supposed to be. So again, back to where I just was when I was climbing. So southwest, this is where I got the secret. So I'm going to make another jump over to here again. Okay, and then over this way. Okay, and then jumping off here, you need to be kind of careful because you don't want to be too close to the corner. I'm going to have a cautionary save, even though I'll just land in the water. Sometimes it's nice not to have to go all the way back around to a certain spot. Okay, so this jump, I'm going to land right in that corner. It's kind of snug. Running jump with a grab. Oh, never mind. I wasn't close enough to that corner. Slightly embarrassing. Well, I just saved it, so that's fine. Okay, my mistake. I overcompensated. So you really don't want to be too close to this corner because she just kind of stops and veers off. There we go. Perfect. This is another spot where you'll need to do the half tile jump. There we go, easy peasy onto here, and then just shimmy it around to the ledge. Awesome, so yeah, this tile is important, so make a note of it. We're going to need it in this room. The door here opens as we approach. It is very dark inside. There's the Ankh. And there's a couple of scorpions. So just grab a weapon. Just gonna go with use a revolver just cause. Oh, and it's poisonous. Thank goodness I wasn't poisoned. But yeah, the scorpions are poisonous. Forgot to mention that. But then when you have a moment, you can go ahead and grab the first Ankh. And then there is light. Thank goodness. Still kind of dark, but that's fine. We can see a lot better than we could. But the door that we came through is closed. That closed behind us. You can't see it from here. But we need to get it open so we can leave. So just start climbing up. There is this little pit of water just there. I think it's supposed to help you get down without taking damage, but it's not really needed. There's nothing inside. So yeah, we got a bunch of levers. Which one are we supposed to pull? Clearly it is that one. So it's very easy to get set on fire here. It's kind of a snug gap. So just hop forward. Do not walk forward to the line because you will be too close. Got to time it really quickly. Whoops, didn't mean to veer off. Dang it, yeah. I had a feeling that would mess things up. There we go, that took so many attempts for no reason. I know it's tricky, but my goodness, never have I failed so many times. Alrighty, so the door is open. You can hang from the edge and drop straight down. You'll take the tiniest bit of damage. It really is a teeny tiny bit. So don't worry too much about that health loss. And we can exit. Okay, so the next Ankh I'm going for is right around this building. So just here we can climb out and make our way upward. Just need to be in the right spot. There we go. Awesome, there we go. And then I'm going to pick a weapon. Let's have some fun. Let's swap to the shotgun. Because we'll have another scorpion. Usually it's 5 shots, that was 6. Maybe it's because it was really far away when I started shooting. But we have some shotgun shells and a small med pack. and then we can continue on. Okay, so we have a block puzzle, and so essentially that's red, green and yellow, so it kind of it's hard to sort of tell, but that is the color combination, and we have to figure out which tiles to put these on, and it is kind of tricky. So let me just show you the situation. If I grab my binoculars, you can see through the gaps, so there's a bunch of gaps on the walls and behind me as well. So we can see that the eye shape is red, and then this other pattern is kind of greyish. And then let's have a look at some more shapes. I'm just going to move along a bit. So we have, it's hard to tell, but we have a hand, and I think that is an eagle there. I can't remember, but sort of irrelevant. It's not quite that irrelevant now that I've said that, because I need to... Hello? What's happening? I can't see anything through the binoculars. Oh, well, there we go. I do need to try and show these images to you. Kind of important for the walkthrough purpose. There we go, that's a bit better. So we have a hand and an eagle. And just to point out, the hand is yellow. That's really hard to tell, but I can confirm the hand is the important one. It is in yellow. So I just wanted to show these symbols side by side so you can see the difference. Like, there's not much. So we have the red and the yellow, and now just to show you, the green is over here. There we go, it's the bowl and knot. Awesome, so now we know where to put these. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the yellow, place it over on the hand. So once these are in place, the trapdoor that is in this room will open and we'll be able to head on down. Okay, so very quiet, but this has opened up and we can head down the ladder. Whoa! My game kind of seemed to lag for a second when I went to grab the ladder, so thank goodness it's not too long, and the health loss, it doesn't really matter in this level. It's a pretty easygoing level. I'm gonna save it just in case. That was a bit weird and a bit scary. Okay, so we can slide on down. I'm gonna again grab another weapon just for funsies. Let's go with the Uzis. One of my favourites, and I do say you don't often get enough ammo to be able to use the Uzis. And around the corner is this guy, so just be ready to kick his butt, because he can sneak up on you. And there we go. Once he is down, he drops the second Ankh. Nice. And we can grab some flares. And just here we have 4 levers with 4 symbols. So there are symbols around the room, so let me go and show you. So there is a hand symbol. You can't really see too much down here even with the binoculars, but you can open this gate. There are some items inside. So this gate with the eye symbol, let's take a look with the binoculars. There is nothing down there that we can see except that skull tile, so that is an implication that this is a trap. Do not pull the lever with the eye symbol. You will die. And there is this gate with the knot symbol. And there is a L.Medpack in there. So we can pull the eye and the knot. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, the bowl and knot, That is nowhere in the room, or at least I've never been able to identify it, but that is the important lever you need to pull. So I'll open up these other two rooms first, grab the items. And, you know, grabbing a weapon for no reason. Here we go, let's open the hand first. And we have two crocodiles. Nice. So just quickly get rid of them before they get you. And come on in, and we have some Uzi clips and some arrows. So as I said in the previous video, I don't really use the crossbow in this one. So the arrows kind of feel irrelevant. There's not really too much point in using the crossbow. Now I'm gonna change things up, swap to the revolver for no reason at all. So here we go, pull the knot lever to open that other gate. Giving myself some space because of the scorpion that really can come out of nowhere. I went with the revolver just because it takes less shots. Awesome, medpack in the bag. And now for the final important lever. So let me just come here and show you. Let me try and... There we go. If I stand up here, you can see we can access this room from here, except just on the top there, that is a spike trap. So we cannot get into the room that way. Once I pull the lever, the slope here will actually turn into stairs that allow us to get back down. So we want to make our way into that room, and then we can go from there over to the stairs. So let's pull that lever and then make our way back to this spot. Nice. So there we go, you can see that's stairs now. So heading back over here, we have some hops and jumps to make to get into the high room. Right up here, this can be tricky to grab, just keep trying, because the flooring is a bit lower on one side than the other. Okay, up to here, and then I am just gonna have a pit stop save. Okay, standing jump with a grab. And this jump can feel kind of tricky. It's hard to know which side to aim for, but I find it best to just aim for the corner. Make sure to grab to slide into the gap. Can be a pretty scary jump to make. And then run it. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Hit her head and she veered. One reason I saved. Okay, try again. No matter how easy jumps can be, there's always something that's going to throw things off. So there we go, running jump with a grab. I don't know if you can do a standing jump. It does look a little bit too far. I've always just gone with a running jump because it looks kind of far. But here we go, all the way around into this gap. So that's the hard jumps out the way. So right here, kind of a blind jump, but it is just a standing jump with a grab. You can sort of move the camera. I just knew that how the jump would go. And then straight into this room. So up in here we have some items. And then be sure to stand on this tile to deactivate those spikes. Here we go. Nice. Let's get out of here. For some reason she's not climbing up. There we go. Awesome, so now we can head back out to the watery section. Okay, one last Ankh to find, and that'll be close to the cavern, the underwater cavern, wherever that may be. I always lose my bearings. Right, it's over here. It's kind of big enough to see, so that's something. So over here, take a right around the corner, and we can enter into here for the last Ankh. So kind of dark, but you don't necessarily need a flare. So just hop across the gaps. If you happen to fall in the water, you can easily climb out and head back around to this spot. There is an item which I will collect on the way back. Here we go. And I'm just kind of YOLOing because I can. Just shoot these vases for some items. Awesome. So now we kind of have a bit of a mazy section. It's not tricky yet to figure out the area. And I'm gonna just give you a short rundown. So I'm limited by breath, so it's gonna be super quick. So on my right is a gate that is a secret, which will be opened by this lever. However, there is a spike trap in front of that, so I can't pull it. To the left, do not go left again, because that's the long way round. So there's an easier way, you can ignore that left path. And I'm gonna come up here just to show you this specific lever with the 2 reeds. That is just a troll lever, you will never need to pull that lever. So now I'm just going to head back for some air before actually getting on with the levers that I need to start with. I just wanted to give you that quick heads up so you could see what was what there. Okay, so roundabout there's 2 levers with eagles on. One of them is a trap, one of them is not. So heading all the way back diagonally here. So as I said, don't go left, that just loops the long way around. So heading upwards, there's this eagle lever and a trapdoor. This one has no spike trap. So go ahead and pull this lever. It means the second eagle lever with the spike trap will now be safe to use. So I will go back for air before finding that. It's pretty easy to find. It's like, if I just show you here, it's left and down. So I'm just heading back for some air first because, oh, it's a bit snug. Awesome, so now let's go pull that lever. So you kind of get the gist. If you see a lever with a spike trap, you have to make it safe with the corresponding image lever. What I'm saying isn't making sense. So here we go. This is now safe to pull. So this has opened the trapdoor by the first eagle lever. We can head straight there because it's close enough. Awesome. So there is the Ankh. So just gonna collect the items first. So just grab in a small medpack, then some Uzi clips, and then grab the third and final Ankh. Nice, that is 3 of 3 in the bag. Before leaving, you'll want to explore this room because in one of the dark gaps right here, there is this snake lever. So this is for the secret. So now that underwater snake lever is safe to pull. I am completely stuck. Oh, that's fine. That flame can set you on fire, but considering you're jumping straight into water, I wouldn't worry too much. So I should just be able to do this all in one breath. I'm going to pull that lever and then head straight in and grab the secret items. So here we go. This is safe because I pulled the other lever. Go, go, go. You just have enough time. So 2 lots of shotgun shells. This med pack here. And sneakily over here in the corner, some flares. Nice. Well, let's go. And there we go. Let's go and use the Ankhs. So you can hop the gaps again if you want to get back out, but there is this one item that I'm collecting. There we go. One last item to collect. So now let's head back out. Okay, so now head into the cavern. There are no items here. It's pretty easy to navigate. It's just, you know, follow the area. So a very obvious gap in the ceiling. Head straight over. And here we go. This is where the Ankhs are going. Nice. So just making sure I've got my shotgun. You can pick a different weapon if you want. I have a ton of ammo for it, so why not? And having a cautionary save. So we do have a bit of a trap, but it's pretty easy to get through. There we go. So at the end you see the spikes. Hop just to avoid stumble time and sprint across. Apparently he's still alive. We gotta kill him and then steal the treasure. So yeah, it is kind of hard to know if these kind of enemies can die, but yes, this particular one can. And yes, he does pounce like that, so be aware of that. And he has the attack that will set you on fire. That's instant death. Is that the one? Yep. Ooh. Is there another one? Why are you throwing another one at me? No! This is the first time I've been set on fire. There we go, that was a little less embarrassing. So pick up the golden Vraeus that, I guess that is Sobek, perhaps, that Sobek drops, and fill your pockets before you leave, and then use the golden Vraeus right here to head on out. And there we go. Thank you for watching my walkthrough. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Take it easy.